You are not your thoughts because you can observe them. I think the first necessary step in this argument is to know that the thoughts come from your brain. Your thoughts are the way you logically or physically deduce the observations in your life. And an observation is genuinely perceiving through the senses. So if you are able to look around you and say, oh, it's raining today, then the thought might become, I need to bring a rain jacket or an umbrella. However, you are not the thought because you can observe that and say, hey, I am going to walk in the rain. If I get wet, I get wet. And then walk in the rain and get wet. If you are able to isolate why you associate with certain thoughts, then you will give yourself a better chance of discerning what is your thought and what is you. The observation then becomes, instead of the senses, what's on your mind. What's on your mind becomes a conversation that you must hold with yourself because some of it can be solved by action. Other parts of it can be solved by self. If you choose not to observe the thought, then you will not know what thoughts lead to future actions. Utilizing thought, once you know if it's one you want to keep, becomes a weapon, not a hindrance. Thoughts that you choose to keep which don't serve you are going to slow you down on being who you are. Who you want to be is the form that you can work towards. So it gives you, even if you're not ambitious in a personal sense, something to look forward to. To separate from the thought is the most difficult part. For example, if you are to go on a hike and you have the thought, what if I fall off this cliff? You could say, I will walk, and walk on a treacherous road that leads to a beautiful view. It reframes your perspective to not claim the thought of, I will fall off a cliff. You are unintentionally manifesting the idea of failure if you choose to accept the thought of falling off of a cliff. If you're watching a TV show about vampires and you think about, oh, what if a vampire bit me in the neck? Fortunately, we haven't observed the presence of a vampire in our lives, and it is a thought that you can easily dissociate from. Another example, what if I didn't make my bed today? You could just not make your bed. Or you can also observe the thought and say, nah, I'm just going to make my bed today. These are all thoughts that you can observe and say, I choose not to claim that thought. Your life will present many thoughts that contrast each other too. Many thoughts won't unify. If you have two thoughts that go on equal but opposite wavelengths, like for example, I am the greatest human being of all time, but also I am the worst human being of all time. You see what I mean? It's like equal but opposite, but breaking down on separate wavelengths. This is called cognitive dissonance because you're speaking to two sides of your same self. And it's very confusing for you to associate what is or is not you when these thoughts are equal but opposite. But that also means the observation of this cognitive dissonance leads to a stronger sense of self once you choose to take thoughts from that dissonance. Dissonance being that split. Many intelligent people choose to break down an argument or a scenario into these two sides that are equal but opposite and then choose neither. It is even more important for you to develop the skill of observation without collection. You are able to choose what to do with them, and you are not that thought. You are you. The thought is the thought, and you choose to take them or you choose not to take them. See you on the next one.